No bidding this morning. I am very sorry. It's just that kind of day. Oh boy. Howdy, 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 nearly senior citizen here. Greetings, boys, girls, and all of our non-binary friends, and welcome to this brand new day wherein I am frazzled. Oh boy, I'm going to lead off with this. All month, I have been told, and I wrote down, that my appointment for my MRI was at 11 o'clock today. I have called and verified. I have people that at the hospital have said, okay, you have an 11 o'clock MRI on the 20th. I mean, it was originally for the 5th, rescheduled for the 20th. So this morning, I wake up and I go downstairs. 7:30 I get up. Well, close to it, about 7:15. Head downstairs to go to the bathroom. Notice that there's a message on the answering machine. And as I finish up, I'm getting ready to listen. I listen to it and it says, hi, this is... And then there was just a literal blank space. It didn't say who it was or who it was from, and it just says, you have a 7 o'clock appointment. Be sure to be there. So it didn't say who it was, didn't say where I should be, didn't say who to call, didn't say what kind of appointment it was. Just, this is, and you have an appointment at 7 o'clock. So I got up here, I grabbed my phone, the landline, and I call up Mason General. I get through to the MRI one because there's supposed to be an MRI today. Maybe there's the thing. And they tell me, yeah, your appointment was at 7 o'clock. By this time, it's like 7:30 something. I assure the person on the other end that I am not upset with them, but that I am upset because I've been told this entire month, every time that I have called, been reassured, other people have checked, that it was 11. They say, I don't know who you talked to. And it's like, the entirety of the hospital you work at told me. I can't give you one name of who did it, but it's been every single person I have talked to, because I am anxious and I like to know things, has assured me it has been 11 o'clock. So I missed my appointment that's at 7. They said, just a minute, let me see if there are any cancellations. I was put on hold. And when they came back, now I was very polite to them and assured them that I am not upset with them. I can't help being upset, but I'm not upset with them. But they came back and said, we have. So there was some stuff happening, but there's an 11 o'clock. You can come in, be here 10:45 registration. So they rescheduled me to the time that everybody in the hospital has assured me was my original appointment time. I am frazzled. Number one, I have a very itchy side of my lip where it attaches to my nose. Number one, I have an appointment. Number two, all of this happened. And I don't do things like changes in habit and routine well. So I'm frazzled. Plus, it is, God's above, what time is it? It is 8:30. I have to be there at 10:45. I'm not going to be able to upload this on time. I don't even know if I'll have time to edit it before I have to go and set it to rendering so that I can upload it when I come back. I'm going to mention, I'll mention again on Twitter, put it on stuff, so hopefully no one's horrified. I have had people over the past couple ask me on Twitter, are you going to be uploading today? Because I've had stuff go up so late. Of late. Stuff's gone up so late lately. But I want to reassure people this is just late. I'm just frazzled. Oy vey. So yeah, I'm going to finally get the MRI done. And they were saying, well, I can reschedule you on the 30th. Ah! So I'm glad that I was able to get rescheduled. Now, taking on what I did yesterday, because I don't want to go walking in the sunlight anymore. I don't know if you can tell through the washed out thing how dark the back of my hand looks as compared to the rest here. That's why I don't like that at all. whenever I go down into the lighting that's not washed out, I'm going to get like lower. They don't put them in lumens, it's all in watts, and I have to look for the equivalent of watts to lumens. I grew up, I mean, lumens is how much light things produce. Everything's in lumens anyway, which is just, you know, how much light something produces, like candle power. It's like candle power stuff, but it's how light stuff is. And when they stop putting it in lumens, it's like, God's above, just keep it in lumens. But I need to get one that's of a lesser wattage, because it's just, I mean, for the however long I'm still going to be here, it's just everything's washed out over this time. Especially since I have to go and edit on the PlayStation, and oh boy, it's mega washed out. If I look washed out, even when you watch these things, I have put a filter over the top of these videos that's maxed out on saturation to try and cover the fact that I'm so washed out by the light here. I mean, I'm pale. Call me Kevin of Call Me Kevin. Apparently his first name is Kevin. Who knows what his last name is? Doesn't matter. Point being though, Call Me Kevin always makes fun of how pale he is because he's Irish. I am pale. I make jokes about how I am so pale I glow in the dark. It's aside from like this burning that I've had on my face and neck and arms. Usually, yeah, I am pale. Like I say, I glow in the dark. So, thumbs up for that. And then, but yes, short walkie. So, I don't like that. I did a walk late last night, but everything was so late yesterday that I got things started that it was only from here to Safeway and then back. But at least it was a full walkies from here to Safeway and back. You only need 2.5 hours of moderate exercise per week. Moderate exercise is race walking. It's 2.99 miles per hour, 3.99 kilometers per hour equivalent. That's just 100 steps per minute. It's not hard once you get used to race walking. In fact, that's slow for me under most circumstances. And so you just need to do that. 2.5 hours of moderate exercise every week. And I don't feel right unless I do about 2 hours every day, but you do need to give your body rest time. So not going on full walkies doesn't hurt. It's just sort of a mental, oh my gosh, here goes my routine and stability again. So I did my vlogging, I did stuff, I recorded, I edited, I rendered, I uploaded, and then it was almost 9 o'clock. So that's got to be a system I do differently, because I can't be leaving at 9 o'clock to do my walkies. So, thumbs up, I'm going to get something figured out, but yeah, today everything is in flux. Oh boy! It's fun being a creature of routine and habit. Checking the time, 9 o'clock there. I'm going to try to talk about just a few things on the creative scale, because past that I am just confused and frightened. Oh, here's the Torch in the Darkness game. I've got decks of cards. I've got this here. Torch in the Darkness is the one where you put the spread out and you go through the dungeon by flipping cards and you see what happens in the card. And you try to survive to the end of that dungeon so you can go on to the next 2-page spread, 9 dungeons down. Good game, want to play it. Both for the channel and for me. And of course, wherever it is, this is Ironsworn down here. I want to do a PDF flip through where we're just going to quickly look at a lot of the things to make it less intimidating, because it's 200 and some odd pages, and that's a lot. But remembering again, it's large print, 1 column, and it has wide margins. So it could have been presented thicker and denser and smaller. Instead, they just injected a lot of air into it to squish it up to bigger size, so it looks more intimidating, but it is a very easy read. I'd like to do a PDF go through of that just because I want to make it less intimidating for me, and I want to introduce everybody to it. Again, it won't be a, here's every page, we read everything. There's going to be a lot of, okay, this is just mechanics that we don't even need to deal with now. Flick, 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 or, click, click, click to get past it. We look at the interesting stuff. It's like, oh, here's challenge dice stuff. Flick page. So it's not going to be an in-depth thing. It's a quick overview to make it less intimidating and to give people just an idea of how it would play, and then ideally make up a character at the end of that time, though that would likely, because it's intimidating to me still, have to be another episode. I also want to play things like 9d6 Quest, which would be pretty easy. You just need to put the character sheet up on the screen, and the character sheet is easy. It's fresh, tired, wounded, and dead. And you just move your icons to where they have to go, because those are your fresh dice, your tired dice, your wounded dice, your dead dice. That's your character sheet, aside from a name. And then, of course, actual things for settings and things. Still looking at my time because it's going to be a short one. I am freaked out and just jangy. My nerves are jangling, but this is just, I have talked about the Kaiju. I have talked about the Kaiju of Apple Rock, the town and the layer of this entire Razor's Edge setting, and how the Kaiju rampages, but how also the Kaiju is a chained and fallen, dark and malevolent god of death and destruction. And the thing is I have pointed out, I make this much lore so that I can use this much of it to make stories that are about this much of it. The Kaiju lore is a part of that, of course, because nobody, not a single person anywhere within that universe has any ideas, any clues, nor will they ever find out. To absolutely everybody that I write about, talk about right now with my setting, my characters, my stories, they just think it's a kaiju that rampages. They will never learn. How can they? All the evidence of whatever happened would have happened at the beginning of this Razor's Edge. The kaiju is amusing itself. The equivalent of doing a 5-minute crossword puzzle when you've got time, but you don't want to do anything big, but it's a big enough gap, you don't just want to sit around, so it's like, oh, I'll do a quick thing. Do a puzzle, a line or two on a crossword puzzle. Or I'll do a couple, 3 minutes of Candy Crush. Or I'll get ready and do a squad and then, save the squad on some other thing. You got a little bit of time that's too much time to just sit there, but not enough time to get in depth on something. And so that's what the kaiju is doing. For the last 10,000 years leading up to this, and for the next 10,000 years. And then it will do something differently. It will always come back to Apple Rock. Apple Rock, the mountain, with the landing overlooking this gentle, beautiful valley, a very shallow, but a valley there, and the whole entirety of the mountain and the very small surroundings around it, that's home for the kaiju. Whenever, and I've talked about this before, so you probably don't know what I mean, but the outside where we are here has a 15 billion year cycle for our star. Every 15 billion years it resets. And then the planets, the star, life, everything begins anew. While this is happening, the Razor's Edge temporarily disconnects. There's no way for it to stay with the outside, and it's not directly connected to the inside. Everything that was there fades back into superpositioning, and nothing, a gray, even, just nothingness that surrounds the Kaiju, the Apple Rock Mountain, and the valley. The rest of the Razor's Edge is nothing. Until the doors open again, the energy starts flowing, it reconnects on both sides, the doors shut. They don't lock, they don't vanish, they shut, and then they reopen through the force of the energy that flows. That is when it reconnects. It is a 3 billion year cycle that the Kaiju lives through on the inside. There is a time of plenty, a time of need, and a time of torpor. While the energy flows for that billion years, it is a time of plenty. In the Ur language that is the underlying reality, that is the Katafa. This is the time of plenty. It goes from there into the Katama, the time of need, when the energy has stopped flowing and things are starting to be a non-renewing resource, and it has to live on what's there. And then there is the Katata, and that is the time of torpor, when the Kaiju has to go. Well, if you put clicks of activity, we have hibernation in our animals. There is death, and then there is one tick up. And this is the torpor that the Kaiju goes into for 1 billion years. It goes into torpor fat, literally just covered in fat that it has built up from eating every single human being on the Razor's Edge. It is filled, its digestive tract from beginning to end, with human meat, and it is so much larger on the inside than the out. It is trillions upon trillions of people that have been eaten and fill it so that it can digest all that meat during torpor. And when it comes out of torpor in 1 billion years, it is basically digesting itself, self-cannibalism to stay alive. But the energy is flowing, and there's going to be human beings again, and it will eat and live. It's a risk. It's a danger. But this setting that they are in has been around for 1 trillion years already. And at 3 billion year cycles, the Kaiju has done this 300 billion times, and it's still alive. It has been conscious for 600 billion years out of the last trillion. And it is not going to die until it is ready. And in fact, it's going to be the last living being in this universe as it runs down unimaginably far in the distance of the future. Unimaginably distant. But it lives through that time. Its hate sustains it until the very end. And if you look outside of the universes, if you're inside of the multiverse and you're looking at universes as they spring up, mature, and die, if you're like one of the cosmic horrors, you look upon them and they basically go inflation, 2, 3, growth, 4, 5, maturity, 6, 7, withering, 8, 9, death, and gone. That quickly when you're looking from the outside, because you are disconnected from their time stream. This universe, actually in Ung, there are 2 universes within the Ung, and then the Ung is the enclosing area of, and well, you can't call it space, but it is an area separated from the other universes in the multiverse by the Ungabe, and on another time again I'll talk about the Ungabe. But there are 2 universes in this Ung. Now, remember where I was, but I'm going to have to come back to all this time the Kaiju is still there. Nobody alive will ever know any of the lore that I have on the Kaiju, but I know how and why it was born, and, well, not born, but how and why it was captured on this razor's edge, and more. And no one will ever know it in the universe. And oh boy, it's 20 minutes and some odd seconds. Thank you, each and every person who is a patron. I am going to be writing names up again here soon. I'm getting better and better every day. The symptoms of the problem are getting better and being treated by meds. The problem is still there, just the symptoms are being dealt with and they're calming down through time. But thank you to each and every patron. Thank you to each and every person that has donated to my GoFundMe. I still need to make a video on that. I love having executive issue function problems. Oy vey. Hopefully that was English. Now I'm going to try and thank some people who have who've left me comments in the past 24 hours, like Jesse Koskinen. Thumbs up, greatly appreciated. Always good to see you in comments, and hopefully you watch to the end here. And hokey smokes, that sounds hot. 77 Arcturus, thank you very much. It's relit, greatly appreciated. There is Chris. I'm going through this quick because I'm in a hurry. I got to get this done. It's almost 9 o'clock a.m. Chris, good to see you. Thank you very much. Gabriel Alexander Cruz. I'm probably Javier but hopefully I've got it anywhere close. Thumbs up, thank you much. I'm not going to count it with this. I made this so I can comment. Thank you very much for leaving me a comment. It is greatly appreciated. And hey, toke out. I'm going to toke out on the way to the hospital for my MRI. And then we have Pug. Thumbs up. Thank you very, very much. Greatly appreciated and hope to continue to see you in the comments. One of the problems with executive function and not having money, I have wanted to have like pride flags and more back here that I could put up, not just for the month, but just forever. You know, I do not sit at the same table as a lot of my other cousins, but I sit under the tent of the LGBTQ plus community. I am bi/pan. And so, yeah, I'm going to be open to everybody. I'm not going to try and gatekeep life. So, thumbs up. We have Christian. Thumbs up and thank you. There's Vortex. Greatly appreciated. Beatrice. I hope I'm close. I do not know if they offer. I can check up at the library to see what they offer for Wi-Fi. We shall see. Made in Canada. Good to ever see you. And I don't know how to do radio, and I don't know what I'd say. I'm glad that Report of the Week actually has shortwave radio, and I think more people need to do radio because commercial radio is a nightmare. There is nothing good about it anymore. It is just corporate trash. It is the smaller, independent things, once again, that are the actual good out there. We have RJ Mitchell, always good to see you in the comments, and boy, I really want to talk to you more, like on Facebook and Twitter and things here. Just, life has been fun. There's Jan, always good to see you in the comments, and oh boy, yeah, and stress is fun. Larry from Space, good to see you in the comments. Flora Mew, thumbs up, and here's hoping that your migraine continues to get better. Adonis Rivera, good to see you. And we have Colby Elmore, thumbs up. And except there's a person who I have talked about in text and in here, the situation with the internet. And everybody continues to go, oh my gosh, why are you doing this? Again, I'm not, but they've left the comments as in, here's the last thing I'm ever going to say to help you. After, once again, misinterpreting everything I say about the internet. I don't know why. There's something that I am saying that people aren't catching, and I don't understand that. Because it's not my account. And my housemates don't know why it's crept up. They've never gotten answers from Comcast. I just need to prop up their Comcast until I get into a new situation wherein I am not going to buy Comcast. I don't need a bundle. I don't watch TV. I just need DSL, which is cheaper, and I plan on getting that. I have said that, and I don't understand why people go, gosh, well, you know, because you can't pay for this $300 a month, maybe you should go into assisted living. I don't have a problem with the Comcast. It's my housemates, not me. But that's just my not understanding things. Oh boy, it's fun being neurodivergent. Anyway, though, this has ended up being a longer video than it was even the ones that are normal. So joy on that. Still, I'm going to try and do some editing, maybe even get this thing rendering before I have to leave. But I gotta be there 10:45, which means the very latest I can leave here is 10 a.m. So, whoa. So, if you've watched this far, thumbs up, thank you very much. Many of you in comments have said, I watched to the end. Thank you very much. It is appreciated, each and every one of you. I've been waving this arm in the air like I just don't care, and it's getting sorer. I mean, it's less than a 5, but it hurts more now than when I started, so I need to be careful. Anyway, though, you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side, and that is indeed a very good thing. So, 2 hands to turn on the controller. And once I get this all settled down, and my brain all settled down, and everything all settled down, I will come up with a new and better catchphrase again. Maybe? Hopefully. You take care, and I'll see you.